You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. You're joining us for a look at some of the most vital insights from the latest in data and AI.
Yeah, we're aiming to pull out those key nuggets for you today.
Give you that shortcut to understanding what's really moving the needle without getting buried in details.
And it's fascinating how these pieces connect, isn't it? They're really changing how we work with data.
Absolutely. Let's start with operational efficiency. Pinterest has done something quite smart with their documentation.
Right, the whole docs as code thing.
Yeah.
It's less about the tech itself, maybe, and more about the impact on how people share knowledge.
So they took markdown docs from, 60-plus GitHub repos?
Yeah, over 60. Centralized it all with a static site generator. It covers more than 140 projects now.
And it became a top internal site?
Exactly. It just shows treat your docs like code version them, make them collaborative, and people actually use them. Big win.
Huge internal win, yeah. And sticking with efficiency, Wealthfront's database backup story is pretty striking.
Oh, yeah, that shift was significant. They went from those, nightly MySQL dump things. It took ages.
Hours.
And they moved to AWS EBS snapshots, near instant, incremental backups.
The big number, though, is the restore time, 5 to 7 days.
Down to hours. Think about that for a fintech company. That's not just optimization. It's serious business resilience. Less downtime, more trust.
A genuinely recoverable system, not just a backup file somewhere. Okay, let's shift gears. Next-gen data lakes and costs. DuckLake. What's the idea here?
DuckLake is pretty clever. It tackles that metadata problem in big data systems instead of complex distributed metadata.
Which can get slow and messy.
Right. It puts the table metadata, the blueprint, into a standard SQL database, like a DuckDB extension. Fast, transactional.
But the actual data stays put.
Stays in Parquet on object storage, the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
So you get fast ascii commits across tables, time travel snapshots, and it avoids the whole small file pain point.
And that leads to this idea of the $10 a month lakehouse.
Kind of, yeah. If you combine it with serverless tech like Cloudflare R2 for storage, maybe containers for compute, Neon Postgres, the costs can be minimal.
Really lowers the barrier to entry, doesn't it?
Definitely democratizes powerful data setups.
Yeah.
Okay, moving into AI and ML. Whatnot's shift with inference is interesting.
The live shopping platform, they went from batch to online real-time predictions.
Exactly. And the results were, well, pretty dramatic. Latency dropped 5.8 times.
Wow. Down to 120 milliseconds at P99.
Yep, and super reliable, over 99.9%. They use Redis, some native C binaries, gRPC, tune their thread pools.
And it wasn't just tech for tech's sake.
No, it directly impacted the business. Eliminated something like 5% weekly coverage losses because the AI was working in real time. Millions of predictions daily.
That kind of scale brings us to companies like Meta, right? Handling massive LLMs.
Yeah, their infrastructure for serving LLMs, both internal stuff and public things like Meta AI, it's a huge challenge. How do you scale that efficiently?
It's serious engineering, things like continuous batching to keep GPUs busy.
Right, grouping requests. And the KV cache, so the model doesn't recalculate known stuff. Smart memory use.
We're seeing this trend towards integrated platforms, too, like the Snowflake Summit announcements.
Definitely. They're pushing this end-to-end AI stack within Snowflake. Agent interfaces, AI SQL for querying different data types, even built-in observability.
Trying to be the one place you go for AI and data work.
Seems like it. Though, not every new tool is simple. Databricks adding SQL scripting and stored procedures.
Using that SQL PSM syntax, flexible, sure, but
it brings back old worries, right?
Yeah.
Code hidden away, hard to debug. The potential for, stored procedure hell, if you're not careful. Needs good management.
A good reminder that new features need thoughtful implementation. Okay, stepping back a bit. Data drift monitoring. The insight here is it's not just about the drift.
Correct. It's about the business impact of that drift. Just flagging a statistical change isn't enough. You need to know if it actually affects model performance in a way that matters.
Aligning the monitoring with actionable metrics. Makes sense.
Focus on the value, not just the stats.
And for something completely different, soccer analytics, KU Leuven's lab.
Yeah, that's a great example. University research, open models, open source tools.
And pro clubs are actually using them.
They are. It really shows the value of funding that fundamental research without immediate commercial pressure. They tackle hard problems like complex tracking data, deep learning pipelines, and it changes the game.
Really cool. Okay, just a couple of quick mentions to wrap up.
Sure. The TIG stack telegraph, InfluxDB 3 core, Grafana, It's an optimized open-source setup for time series data. Low latency, uses Apache Arrow. Powerful stuff.
And new databases.
Keep an eye on CedarDB Postgres-compatible from research at TUM, and Apache Gravitino for federated metadata across lakes.
Wow, okay. That's a lot of ground covered, from infrastructure tweaks to cutting-edge AI, even sports.
It really shows the breadth of innovation happening. Things are moving fast.
And understanding how it all fits together is crucial.
Absolutely. The landscape keeps shifting.
So, thinking about everything we've touched on, what's the one new idea or tool from today that you might explore further? What could give you that unexpected edge?
You've been listening to The Vocal Technologist. Tune in next time.